What's up, everybody? Shauna D Man here, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are having yourselves a great week. We are back with our episode 7 review of Disney Plus's Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I will probably say this was probably my favorite episode of the series so far. A lot of stuff happened in this series, so if you're new to the channel, before we jump into the review, if you're new to the channel, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Be sure you comment below. You can also check out my gaming channel in the description below. I should have the episode 8 review out on Sunday, but yeah, if I'm thinking it correctly, Saturday you'll get my review of Captain America Brave New World. So that one I'm very interested in watching. So far with that particular movie, not a lot of positivity coming out of that. So we're definitely going to talk about that on Saturday with the review. But other than that, let's jump into it. So episode 7 of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Remember last episode or last review I did, we got Otto Octavius hooking Mac Gargan up with a prototype Scorpion suit. It's not like the full Scorpion costume, obviously. It's like a chest plate and a tail. It's like he had like grapple claws as well on his feet, and I think gauntlets as well. But this was I was really surprised how things went in this episode. So let me start with the Lonnie and no. Let me start with the Nico and Harry side of things. So Harry is trying to talk with Nico to forgive Peter for just keeping his secret from being Nico, because obviously he was doing out of protection for her, because obviously if bad guys found out that he was Spider-Man, they would target the people close to him. And Harry's trying to work on convincing Nico that the only reason he found out that Peter was Spider-Man because he was in the right place at the right time. And they do get the bond in this episode for sure, and which was good. Obviously, because in the previous episode 6, it was very hard for these two to bond. Was Peter and Nico being best friends for a very long time. You introduce Harry into that dynamic. It's very hard for an outsider to come in and just immediately feel like they're part of the friend dynamic, especially when it's been two best friends who have known each other and been around each other for years at this point. But it does take some doing and some pretty street racing. There is the guy with the video camera. He's just like, yo, this is so and so. I was just standing right here getting some food and a street was about to happen. I think that was the same dude that was in Shang-Chi when he recorded the bus fight. I'm pretty sure that was him. And then there was like a funny little thing where they were racing this woman where so she was making fun of Nico just being like, you take a little goth girlfriend, a hot topic. And I was just like, oh, hey, chill. You even called her Beetlejuice. And then the guy with the camera phone was like, well, you called her Beetlejuice, but you actually meant Lydia. And I was just like, stop it. Thank you for that explanation, but I think we got it. So they do a little bit of street racing. I don't know much about Nico's character. I understand she's a character, and I believe in Marvel's Runaways. I think that's what it's called. But when they were racing, her necklace kind of like lit up because they were racing, and there was a car in front, and it lit up, and it like help, I guess, reaction time help Nico miss the car. So that was interesting. I'm very curious to know more about what's going on with Nico, in general with that character. But they, like I said, they do bond, they do reconcile things. They're friends, Nico and Harry. They basically turn out to be friends at the end. Even Nico says, "I'll give you Harry's like, I'll let you give me a proper tarot reading," and Nico's like, all right, sounds like a plan, but don't get upset at me when things go badly for you, basically with the reading. And so that's that part. Another part we got is Lonnie and the 110 Street Game. So Pearl has been texting Dre, and she ends up showing up at the at the hideout for the 110. I was just 110th Street Gang. It's such a mouthful, but she shows up trying to convince Lonnie that he doesn't have to be a part of this. We can help you. Yada, yada yada yada. And he's just kind of like, no, this is where I want to be, which is interesting because there's not really much motivation for Lonnie to stick with this gang, except for the fact that he's only in the gang to protect his brother. And I mean, I don't know if I don't know if there's any other motivation in regards to that for him sticking around, other than one, doing it for his brother because he took his brother's place, and then probably two, them, Big Dom and the crew protecting him from Gargan and the Scorpion. So I'm not sure, but at least that's just my view of it. Peter and Norman, so they're tracking down Otto Octavius, and they're just going through all these scientific methods of trying to track him down, different power sources that could be powering the suits and stuff like that. And then Peter's like, well, what about solar? And Norman's like, oh, I don't think Otto's has achieved the power of the sun. To quote the line from Spider-Man 2, the power of the sun in the palm of my hand, kind of quote. And then he mentions Gamma, that the suits are being powered by Gamma. Okay, nice little throw to Bruce Banner and the Hulk kind of thing. And so they go and track down, because as they realize that you could probably track Otto with the Gamma signature, news report comes on, and there has been like some chaos going on. And what tends to happen is, what happened was, Scorpion shows up at the 110th Street Gang's headquarters, and he basically demolishes them. I am so surprised that they didn't show it, but it definitely by the imagery and everything. He impaled a guy with his scorpion tail. I was very surprised to see that, and I wasn't expecting that in this show. But I mean, I'll give him credit is due for adding that into it. And if Peter didn't show up, everybody would basically be dead. He shows up, battles Scorpion, and it was rough. It was and Osborn is more focused on trying to find Otto than actually helping Peter. And at a point where Peter webs up Gargan and is getting ready to leave, but I guess his spider sense kicked in, and he turned around, and Gargan's powering up his chest plate with the gamma energy, with the gamma power source, and you can see the burn marks on him too, the radiation burn marks. So I'm wondering if he's going to get a full suit for the gamma radiation and stuff like that. I'm very curious. I'm curious on what the future looks like for him, because I assume he will get a suit. A lot of these Spider-Man villains are going to get suits. So he just demolishes Peter in this episode. He just straight up. It's rough. I'm also interested in the fact that Scorpion hits a beam, like a metal beam, and Peter goes to catch it, but Peter gets impaled with Scorpion's tail. Wouldn't his spider sense had kick in potentially to alert Peter to that? But I guess episode purpose, you gotta kind of that. But Scorpion just demolishes him. He really, really does. It is ugly. Where Peter, the only reason Norman realized Peter was in trouble, because while he's focusing on looking for Otto, he finds, he narrows down all these locations on this holo map, and he finds the location of Otto Octavius. Well, at that same time, the notification is that Peter's suit has been punctured, which Osborn assumed that was impossible to happen, I guess, with the material of the suit and stuff like that. And it's like, no, his suit is punctured. He is getting whooped by Scorpion. And then it looks like very, very dire situations. And when we get to kind of the proto, or it may be proto, but we get essentially the Goblin glider, and it distracts Scorpion enough to where Peter is able to get onto the glider and fly off with Norman controlling it. And it was just, whew, man. And I wonder how Peter's going to, I wonder what Peter's going to think about all this, because Norman wasn't there when he needed him. Like, yes, Norman did show up basically at the end and saved Peter, but like, Norman was so focused on trying to find Otto that he wasn't helping Peter. And you can tell and listen throughout the fight, and even before then, Norman was more fixated on finding Otto than actually was helping Peter, because Norman was like, hey, have you found a power source yet? And he's like, no. You have like a way that you can synchronize, like point me in the right direction? And he's just like, oh yeah, sure. And he uploads an indicator to his suit to help him track the signature. And then just during the fight, he's just so fixated on trying to find Otto. He's not helping Peter, and it nearly got Peter killed. So I'm very curious on how Peter's going to react to that in the next episode for sure. But man, this was a pretty fun episode for me. I actually really enjoyed it compared to the other ones. I'm not saying I hated the other episodes, but like from a pure enjoyment, I was like, oh my gosh, this is wild. This is tough. Peter's getting whooped, and it's ugly. But yeah, overall, I very much enjoyed this episode. I should have episode 8 out on Sunday. Saturday, I'll have my review of Captain America: Brave New World also out. So it's gonna be a very busy weekend here on the channel for sure. But guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. As I said at the beginning, if you're new to the channel, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Be sure you comment below. You can definitely go and check out my gaming channel in the description below. Tomorrow on Saturday, we'll have another live stream of Marvel Spider-Man 2. So you definitely want to go over there and hang out for a bit, for a couple hours, while I try to beat the game before the game causes me to go insane. But that's the story for another time, I suppose. But guys, again, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Y'all have a good one.